Canon RF L series lenses are the sharpest and nicest lenses out there, in my opinion. But if you can only afford one of them, well, this is the one to get. You can't tell which one this is, can you? You think they all look alike? How dare you? Welcome to Visible Tour. I am Jared, and before we get started, I just wanted to recap my last video, which was actually talking about the 24-70 challenge that I did for 7 days. That is shooting 24mm to 70mm and posting it on Instagram. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can go to jared.hoyman. I don't have a lot out there. I am just starting to post more, so cool. Show support, show me support, like my stuff and heart it. I don't really know Instagram that well, so I'm giving it a shot. But I am really happy to say that 2 people did the challenge with me. That was it. But those 2 people are amazing. One is Crown Prince 9. I'm pretty sure that's his name. I'll post it right here. Crown Prince 9, or maybe it's vice versa. Correct one is right there. And Joey.Robertson_photography. And I'm very happy that they shared their photos as well. It was encouraging. It is not easy to shoot a specific focal length 7 days, like consecutively. The 24-70 2.8 RF is the lens that I used for the challenge. And yes, it was a challenge. It was a challenge for me to actually take a picture every day and get something out there using that focal length, because it's not common for me. But I did enjoy it. I loved getting out there, got some photos of my daughter, some downtown shots. And it made me think, I should try to use this lens a lot more. But it's not the lens that I would recommend anyone to buy right off the bat, because there's a focal length that I personally, opinion is out there, that is the best lens by far, that if you can afford it, do not get the 24-70. Get the 15-35. This thing is amazing. Now, I'm biased because I'm an architectural photographer. I'm shooting over 1,000 homes a year. I'm using this at the 15mm. I'm using it at the 24 and the 35 and everything in between. It's gorgeous. I love this lens. It is sharp. It is beautiful. I am shooting at 2.8 like never. So Jared, why aren't you doing the 14-35 f4? Well, it's because the 2.8 is actually the sharpest one out there. I stopped down to f8, and f8 near infinity is so sharp when it comes to architectural photography. But you can also zoom into the 24mm and the 35mm and get really good street photography, some nice wide shots that just look really good. And unlike its predecessors, it's actually lighter than the 24-70. So when you put this on the body, it is lighter, not by a lot, but enough that I can tell. Also, the lens hood right here, which you want to keep on there, is light as well. I think I said as well a few times, so let's just say it again, as well. This 24-70 also has IS, and it works along with the R6 and the R6 Mark IIs and the R5 and everything else that has image stabilization built into the body. And so it works together. And I believe that it brings from 5 stops to 7 stops of image stabilization, which is great when you're doing that low light and handheld. So you're probably thinking, but everybody says get the 24-70 if you're starting out. Well, that's a nice mid-range. But you're going to tend to see that you're really zooming out a lot. You want those wider shots. And that's where the 15 really shines. And then you can go 20, 35. It's just really a beautiful image. You can't fight it. You just can't fight this feeling anymore. So I just wanted to go back to the 24-70 real quick. The 24-70 is really an awkward middle child, because you got the 15-35, then the 24-70 might have been a planned, baby right there, or an oopsie. And then you got the last one, the 70 to 200, and that thing is amazing. So the 15 to 35 overlaps with the 24 to 70 at 24 and 35 millimeters. And with a tiny little overlap, you got the 70 to 200 and the 24 to 70 hitting at that 70. So really the only focal length you're missing, if you have all of those and you get rid of the middle child, is you're missing the 50 millimeters. So you may just wanna get a 15 to 35, a 70 to 200, just get a 50 millimeter prime. You got the Sigma 50 millimeter 1.4, super sharp, beautiful lens, and you can get that for about $700 to $800. Awesome budget. And then you got the 15 to 35, the 70 to 200, and you're golden. And for those of you who have been following this channel for any length of time, you have seen that I actually went for the Tamron G2 70 to 200. And that lens is so sharp, it weighs a ton, but it is so sharp. So this 15 to 35 and then the 2.8 of the 70 to 200, awesome combination. But I'm also considering buying the 70 to 200 f4 RF lens because that weighs literally 1 pound. 1 pound, it shrinks down, it's smaller than this, and it's lighter than this, and you can travel everywhere. And if you're stopping down anyways to get everybody into focus, why not just have it at that f4 and make it a good travel lens? But if you want that shallow depth of field, that 2.8 is amazing. So for $700 that it cost me to buy the G2 Tamron 70 to 200, well, I'll keep that and I'll use that for more studio or street purposes. And then for the travel end, the 70 to 200 RF f4, because you can buy that used around $1,200 now. So I want to hear your thoughts about the 24 to 70. Is that a focal length that you use a lot, or do you find yourself on the wider end or the more narrow end? Is it worth it to you? Because I spent $2,200, don't judge me, $2,200 on the 24 to 70 2.8. It is sharp, awesome, but that 24 millimeter, that 35 millimeter, I'm already getting that on the 15 to 35. I'm not getting the 50, but I do get the 70 on the 70 to 200. So is it really worth it to have that mid-range on there? So I have the 24 to 70 when I can just switch between the two other lenses and save money. I'm thinking that I might sell this 24 to 70. Tell me your thoughts. I'm very curious. Is that a focal length that you use? I feel like that was the one for the last 15 years that people say, yes, everybody needs a 24 to 70. I don't think you do. I think that you should go for kind of the extremes and then maybe buy a prime in the middle. But that's my opinion. What's yours? Leave a comment below. If you found this topic interesting, please don't forget to like this video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe because, well, it'd be great to have you on board. So that wraps up this video right now, but hey, there's some other videos you can check out as well. They're right over there. They're special. They're awesome. I put time into them. So check them out.